first part of this series, we launched into how the state sponsors and indeed backs criminal gangs who do the bidding of its officials in order to achieve set objectives. This inquiry came off the back of the viral revelations by dreaded terror kingpin Bello Turji that serving Minister of State for Defense and ex-governor of Zamfara State, Bello Matawalle, was behind the spate of insecurity in Zamfara, Sokoto, and Niger States. We ended the first part wherein how a serving Minister of Defense, or any minister indeed, will be fingered in terror alliance, and how the once peaceful and agrarian swaths of land in the north has been turned into killing fields without effective governmental antidote. In 2022, a former APC National Secretary and chairman of the breakaway faction of PDP, Abubakar Kawu Baraje, said during his 70th birthday anniversary that the APC imported Fulanis from Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso during the 2015 elections and armed them to aid the push of the party into power in Nigeria. In his damning expose, Alhaji Kawu stated that he cautioned other top APC stalwarts of the extremely negative consequences of the plot, but was overruled. Kawu made this blind side on the background of rampaging gangs, which have turned the north into a killing field, with the tempo of the attacks being ratcheted up since 2015. He said that after the elections, the imported mercenaries refused to leave the north, but instead found a vocation in kidnapping, hostage-taking, and creating fiefdoms, offering protective cover to locals for money. They receive a steady inflow of ammunition from other countries and get recruits from the locals who are enticed by the promise of plush living. The story of their collabo with members of the military is one for another day. Kawu's expose has been confirmed by other top APC chieftains and thus became the dastardly consequences of government use and sponsorship of criminality. To state that thousands have lost their lives and the economy of the region is crushed is an understatement. It is in a failed bid to find peace in the region that Bello Turji made his allegations against the minister. It has also been variously alleged that the interests of so many persons, politicians and military alike, are being served with the continuation of the banditry. As we mentioned in the first part of this series, state deployment of criminal gangs predates this era. In 1965, the rivalry that attended the coalition of parties, the UPGA and the NNA, that participated in the federal elections of the previous year, spilled into the Western region election. The party in power, the NNDP, devised many underhand practices to frustrate the rival and ended up winning the elections with 88 out of 98 seats. Heavens was let loose with the swearing in of Chief Akintola as the premier of the region. In what was popularly referred to as Operation Waitier, about 1,000 lives were lost, 5,000 houses burned down, and so much carnage carried out in what we see as evidence of state backing and use of criminal gangs for predetermined ends. That crisis eventually dovetailed into the 1966 intervention by the military. And so it went on into the Second Republic from 1979 to 1983. One cannot easily forget the crisis on the eastern flank between political talks of the MTN, then under the senatorial candidate Chief Odumegwu Ojukwu, and those of the NPP led by the then governor Chief Jim Nwobodo. State sponsorship of criminal gangs has been with us at a huge cost, of course, but all those pale as it were into insignificance when juxtaposed with what goes on in Nigeria today. In the final part of this series, we shall look at the cost and the way forward. Do follow us on all our social media handles at VerifiedAid. Comment, share, and like. I am Ben Abraham, And this is Criminal Justice Focus. Thank you.